All right, all right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with.
My proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions respectfully brings to you the 105th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is the lilac lyricist of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick. And together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Age the Geekdom network via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. No TikTok today?
No TikTok today.
No TikTok today. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. All right, let's start off. Facebook user, right off the bat. Whose idea was it to move to 12 o'clock? So if you haven't realized it, if you're watching us live,
immediately the question comes in.
Dang, man, everybody got used to it. William Weathers, okay, y'all running late, or is this a new time? Yes, this is our new time going forward.
This is the new time.
Danny had some free time open up, and I was tired of waking up at 6 o'clock every morning. So this time right here is our new time going forward. So we are not late. We didn't forget. This is it.
This is it. This is the new time. Hopefully this will help out with some of our West Coast guests.
Yeah,
that we haven't been able to get recently because of the time difference. So 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's do it.
Do you know I still woke up at 6 o'clock this morning? I would.
Your body is gonna do it probably the next 2 times, but you'll get used to it. You'll set your push your alarms back, and you'll be fine in about 3 weeks. You'll be okay.
Okay, all right, but okay, Facebook user. I don't know who you're saying who you are. I'm sorry, but what's up, man?
What's up, you?
How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling better than last week, and we launched a Kickstarter. We got a pretty good start, and I'm happy. The Lakers won last night, so.
Do you guys have a beam to light?
These are good. We don't have a beam to light, but every win counts. I'll just say that we beat the Spurs, which is not a amazing feat, but a win is a win. I guess you say.
Damn. You beat the Spurs too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We just beat them too, so they just going through the West Coast with a bunch of L's. Is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we don't want to glaze over that one sentence you just mentioned that you launched a Kickstarter, which if you saw us live on Thursday, that was the Bequest limited edition hardcover.
Yep, absolutely.
How's that going?
It's going all right. We're right at 25% funded in the first couple of days, and we got some ideas to keep it pushing. But our guests plural, our guests also are running a Kickstarter. We're excited to talk to them about all the great things that they've been doing too.
All right. Well, since you want to just jump into it, let's do it. Let's bring them on. We have Matt Knowles, and I don't know if he's supposed to be frozen.
I'm absolutely not frozen. I was just posing, man.
It's what he does.
It's what he does.
Yeah.
So we have Matt Knowles, Steph Cannon. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. So I got to ask you guys a question real quick before we can jump in. I need more explanation on the whole lilac lyricist thing, man. That I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Give me an explanation on this lilac lyricist thing.
Okay, so every episode I do a description like I did, and I changed that up. Danny's favorite color is purple, so I try to find a synonym for purple for every episode. And he's the writer of the book Ace Blade, so I try to find a synonym for writer for every episode. So it changes up every week to something different.
Yeah. For sure.
That was some good stuff. I'm rolling with the lilac lyricist thing there. That's good.
I've now done that for about 80 different episodes, so it's been pretty. I've had
My
to
favorite
reuse a couple here and there. There's only so many ways you can say purple. I'm sorry.
Yeah, true. But thank you guys for coming on. Real quick, if you could, for anybody who isn't familiar with you and your work, Matt and Steph, just give us a quick introduction to who you are and the project that you're working on, projects that you've worked on in the past, and what you're launching right now.
Yep.
Sure. So right now we've got Heirs of Isildur, the Perilous Prospects, books 1 through 3 on Kickstarter. We've got 5 days left. We are just under minimum funding. That's Kyron doing. Kyron literally told people the other night, do not get it to minimum funding until they get on our show. This is the real truth. He did say that. So let's make sure that we don't make Kyron a liar. You know what I'm saying? Kyron has said this. He's giving you guys a call to action. Let's get us minimum funding while this show is happening. Heirs of Isildur is where steampunk comics and metal collide. I'm a metal musician. We do have metal music that's attached to it. There's going to be a brand new Heirs of Isildur metal song that goes along with the campaign. This issue is one that we can talk about a little bit more as the show goes on, so we don't front load the entire show with the whole pitch for the issue. But we're really excited about this. That's one of our homage covers that we are super, super happy about. We got to do a Nightmare Before Christmas homage, one of Steph's favorite movies. It's the next one in the series. We've done Metalocalypse, Death Clock, Stranger Things, Nightmare Before Christmas. We even go back a little bit. We had Walter Osley do a Garbage Pail Kids homage set for us for a previous issue. But we've done Tales from Nocturnia, I Am Keto. We have Misfits Clubhouse, which is an all-ages title on Scout Comics, but our main anchor title is Heirs of Isildur.
Wow. You guys have a lot going on. And how does this work, the dynamic between two of you guys when it comes to producing a book?
I'm going to let you take that one, Steph, since I just ran my mouth.
It's a lot of work because we are bi-coastal. Matt's in Florida, and I am, like you, Kyron, I'm in California. So I actually appreciate the later start time because I would not have been able to make it otherwise. And just full disclosure, anybody that's like, what the heck is going on with Steph? I'm in full running gear. I run all the time. I run on Saturdays. There was no time to get up early, run, and make myself presentable. So this is what you guys are getting is post-run Steph today. But
that's fine. You still look better than Danny and I, so it's cool.
Yeah. And I also have to say, Kyron and I, both Niner fans, so we are still in mourning. But he's representing, and you know what? I would be too if I was not. That's right. We're still getting over it. We can't talk about it yet, probably.
It's hard to talk about.
I thought you were a Chiefs fan because I know you posted some pictures with
my sister is a Chiefs fan, and we went to a game together. She came out here, and we went to the Niners Chiefs game, and the Niners got beat by the Chiefs. This was last season, not this one that just finished.
Right. Okay.
But so she will tag me in some posts sometimes. So it was a little bit of contention, but you know what, her team won, and so yeah, no.
I'm just saying, you don't have to have sisters. You can get rid of some of them.
I've got a lot. That's a story for another day, but I have a whole lot.
Like you have more than.
It may not be a story for another day. I think that you need to let him know how you went from 0 siblings in 2017 to how many now?
16. Yeah, it's a story that we'll get to at some point, but I want to answer the question that was asked like probably 5 minutes ago. So we're going to talk about our campaign. But yes, it is a very interesting story, and I'm not lying. I do have a ton of siblings. So so Matt's in Florida. I'm in California. There's a lot of sharing of Google Docs and Google Sheets. If Matt is ever on a podcast and doesn't mention Google Docs and Google Sheets at least 10 times, then you should probably check his pulse because that's what we do. But we're on video chat every day working and, trying to get the stuff done that we need to get done. And as far as shows go, I'm flying back and forth across the country as often as I can to go out to the ones that are on the Southeast, usually Florida, sometimes other states as well.
Oh, wow. I've looked into flying to the East Coast to do shows. That just airplane tickets alone is crazy. So for you to do that multiple times,
many times, and it's very difficult.
It's very difficult. We have to be very careful and really strategic about the shows that Steph does come out to. Like we've done some stuff in North Carolina and in Louisiana and other places, Washington, D.C. But like over the pandemic, you would think that when the pandemic happened, so Florida was the first state in the country, which is probably a surprise to no one, to have conventions come back. We actually were a part of the very first convention, and the convention that we were a part of literally made the blueprint for every other convention in the rest of the country to follow, with hand sanitizing stations and all that kind of stuff. But you would think during the pandemic that flying would have been crazy. Steph was getting, I remember she'd be like, hey, listen, I can get a round trip ticket for $69 right now.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it was absolutely nuts. So it was very easy then to schedule out shows and do, like, we did a couple of comic store tours, so to speak. We did like four comic stores in 4 days. But as the world came back and the economy came back, tickets have just gotten stupid. Yeah. So there are some shows, like last year I did a show multi-day show in North Carolina, multi-day show in New Orleans, where I went with some of the guys from Scout Comics, and I just took care of those on my own because the financial, it would just been ridiculous for her to try and make it out there, and finances have been totally upside down. So we try to make sure those shows that she's here for are strategic and it makes sense for her to actually be a part of.
Nice.
Absolutely.
All right. Man. Well, let's talk about the book. You guys have the Kickstarter running, like we mentioned, Heirs of Isildur. What is it about specifically, and is it related to Lord of the Rings?
Start with the first question there. So it's not directly related to Lord of the Rings. However, I'd be a fool to say that the name was not inspired by Lord of the Rings. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I'm a huge metal fan, metal musician. There's a lot of bands that have taken their name from places and different things in Lord of the Rings. Amon Amarth, Cirith Ungol, Morgoth. Those are all metal bands that have been around for quite a while. When the project started, I was coming out of basically a writing hiatus. I was a metal musician for many years, toiled in the underground, and I wanted to have a new project with a new name, and I always wanted to use the name Heirs of Isildur because I think it sounds cool as heck, and it's not. I was shocked that nobody had ever used it. So I was like, I want to have music, but also have a backstory. And a couple songs and a backstory turned into a full album and an illustrated novel, or first an ebook, then an illustrated novel, and kind of went on from there. So Heirs of Isildur is not medieval fantasy related. The spin-off from Heirs of Isildur, Tales from Nocturnia, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, Tales from Nocturnia or I Am Keto are both going to be a lot more up your alley in the fantasy realm and that style than what Heirs of Isildur proper is. So this issue, this story arc, The Perilous Prospects, the previous arc ended with an apocalyptic event, the Crossroads Conundrum. Our main character, Michael Isildur, had found an abandoned laboratory. He started tinkering with the machinery that was there. He got one of the machines to work. It accidentally started opening up time portals, started bringing people from other eras to him. He realized he had this conundrum. I can either stop doing this and live my life as it is and continue to be a watch and clock maker and make sure time works exactly as it should, or I can continue to help these people that are coming through the portals, but also potentially corrupt the timeline as we know it. Well, that arc ends with a apocalyptic event. This arc starts with that apocalyptic event, but we shift everything a complete 180. The first arc was all from Michael Isildur's perspective. In this arc, Michael is basically in a coma. He's been a prop sitting in a bed for the entire arc to this point. So all these people that are around him that had no affiliation whatsoever until this thing happened and he's now in this coma have had to figure out how to work together, how to understand each other, and see if they can figure out how to stop this apocalypse that they have helped to unintentionally create. So in this book, Michael has returned from his supernatural sabbatical into a world that has changed around him. He does not have his residence. He does not have his laboratory. His entire identity has been transposed onto someone else, which happens to be his completely unequipped best friend. So he wakes up and he's like, hold on, I don't run the Father Time Emporium anymore. Shiver runs the Father Time Emporium now. Shiver just got pulled in from medieval times. He doesn't know how to work on a clock. He doesn't know how to work on a watch. And the big rub about this is the town that this all takes place in is very puritanical, very conservative. If they feel like anything is out of place, you might never be seen again. You might disappear. And so this adds to the stakes of how are they going to be able to cover their tracks while trying to stop this apocalypse and make sure that the people in the town don't think that it's them that had something to do with it. So there's a lot of moving parts there.
So Michael and Shiver aren't the same person?
Correct. They are not. They are not.
Okay. I see. Just looking at the page, I was assuming that Shiver might be like a future version of Michael.
I'm going to share the page real quick. So
sure. And that's a great question and a great comment that you have, because I remember when Steph and I started working together around issue 2, issue 3 of the original arc, which was 6 years ago, we actually had a lot of people that were asking, are Michael and Shiver the same person? And I can say unequivocally they are not. But at the same time, because the characters don't have this God knowledge, this is not Loki where they have 1970s and 1980s computers and they're controlling everybody. They don't know truly, is this a singular timeline? Are they from a multiverse? Whatever it is, all they know is they are now there together. There's no way for them to not be together. And they need to figure out how to move forward in life through this apocalypse, because for some reason, fate has brought all these lonely individuals together now to form this group and this bond.
Okay. All right. I don't believe you, but I'm going to read and find out for myself. The designs, the top hat with the glasses, I feel like there's some kind of relation between the two of them, and I'm definitely going to be checking this out to find out for myself. But no, I believe you. I believe you that they're not the same person. But it looks cool, man. I love the art on it. Art is one thing that draws, especially in comic books. I always tell Kyron, and Wally, art is the thing that drives people to your work first. They might not know what the story is, but if you have a great cover, if you have some great promo art, then you're in a good place, and y'all definitely do. So who's the artist for this issue?
Be careful with this. This is Danny leading up to the point he's going to steal your artist. I'm just letting you know right now.
Might borrow. Borrow is the word that I like to use.
Did Steph? Are you still there, Steph?
It looks like she might have dropped out.
Okay.
If she comes back, we can bring her back on.
Sure. So while we're waiting for Steph to get back on, so Alessandro Ventura is the main artist. Steph, you just dropped out for a minute. So are you back? Can you hear us? Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about Alessandro? They're asking about the artist, and you want to talk about the artist on the issue?
It looks like she's frozen.
Okay. So our artist is named Alessandro Ventura. He's been with us for the entire Perilous Prospects arc, and also for the fictional Far East spinoff, I Am Keto. I Am Keto was a super fun arc to do because we like to make sure that people have the character backstories. When we were putting the Perilous Prospects together, we always knew we wanted Keto to have a separate story. We thought Keto arc was going to just be maybe a 10 to 12 page bonus section when we got to the trade paperback. But as Steph and I started creating that story, we were like, man, there's a lot of meat on this bone. This is going to be a whole nother universe that's going to be super, super fun to go explore in. And next thing you know, we've got an 80 page, mini graphic novel that we did for that character. So Alessandro was the artist for all of those issues. This is the 4th issue now that he's done for us. Our colorist from I Am Keto, Alan Emanuel, has now stepped in as the full-time colorist for Heirs of Isildur. We started working with Alan on one of the Holiday Spirits Volume 2 for Orange Cone Productions. He did the coloring on that story, and Steph and I were blown away with what he was able to do with that. And so we always knew we wanted to work with Alan.
Awesome. With so many moving parts, have you ever thought about doing like a source book for each of these series?
Absolutely. The first thing that we did as a very small thing is we were asked a week and a half ago to to make sure that we had a reading order. So people understood, if I just want to jump in right now, my name is Danny Quick and I want to jump right in right now and understand and have fun with this story, where do I start? If I want to get the Perilous Prospects extended arc with I Am Keto, where does that slot in? And then kind of extending all the way back. We've had people that are like, I want to get every PDF you guys have ever done. Show me the best order to read them in, and that's what we do. But as a source book, we kind of, with every issue we do, we have a section called Expand and Understand. And we put it at the end of the issue, and we try to make sure that it explains little things with the characters that you may not have picked up on in the story, where the characters are at that point. And the reason why we put it at the end of the story is because we don't want to spoil things that are happening in the issue, especially with character reveals. We did it with Tales from Nocturnia, which is our medieval fantasy story. And we put it at the end because there are some characters that didn't even come in, weren't even revealed to the last issue. And we're like, if we would have put that stuff at the beginning, people would have been like, oh, I'm going to be waiting all these issues. When is this person coming in? And there were some huge character reveals that we didn't want to spoil for people. So people know if they want to understand the characters first, jump your butt to the end and go do that. But if you're somebody that wants to have those fun reveals, do it then as well.
I like that.
I know why you brought up that source book, Danny, and I'm gonna get you back for that.
What are you talking about? There's no inside jokes there. No, I absolutely love that. Recently, me and Morgan, with our books in the Fourth Wall universe, like we do a separate version that's extended. So Morgan's are called extra credit. And, we have the regular version of the comic, and then we have an extended version with extra pages and things like that we charge a premium for. And I think in so far people have loved, stuff like that. If you want to just get the comic book and read it through, you can get that. Then, if there's extra, you want to know deeper about the characters and the stories and things that you may have missed, like you said, it's great to offer that kind of stuff. And I think people love to know that the creators are thinking that deeply about the stories that they write. So, something like a source book or, like you said, with the additives is an amazing option to have for sure.
Yeah. We always want to make sure that if someone wants to dig deeper into the universe, that ability to dig deeper is there. You've got all the metal songs that we have that can expand out character stories, perspectives there, origin stories. One of my favorite memories of when Steph and I started working together, because when I was giving her at the beginning, I had the Crossroads Conundrum arc mapped out. And so as the issues were coming out and she was getting integrated into the creative thought process, I would reveal them to her as if she was just a fan. And one of the issues in the Crossroads Conundrum also has a full-on lyric video to it. And what's in the issue and what's in the lyric video, the issue is told from one character's perspective. You get the lyric video, which was out there first, and you have a completely other perspective told on the song. And I literally remember being on video chat and Steph seeing the issue. She got up from her chair, she backed up, she ran down her hallway, came back, she's like, I have no idea what's going on. This is crazy. Like she quickly saw that how it was communicated from this view and the way this other character was communicating it to kind of, maybe the guy was a bad guy, but when he's now communicating it to people that don't really know the situation, he was painting it in a whole different light. And she was like, clearly there's a reason for this to be told from two different perspectives. And she was able to see that was indeed the case. So we've had a lot of fun making sure that in the song lyrics, there might be something in there that if you see them, they might give you just a little bit different perspective than what you might get in the story itself.
I love it.
Now, I got a semi-connected question, but it's also an overarching question. You guys have a lot of interesting names in your titles: Isildur, Nocturnia, Keto, and I am someone that enjoys a good, unusual name, Saw the Lightning Wilder. What is the reasoning behind having so many books that are, I don't want to say difficult to pronounce, but unusual names? Like, is there a particular reason for that?
That's all Matt. That's all him.
Google search.
I believe. I mean, you look back to even and forgive me for even saying this because one band I was not a fan of back in the '80s was Def Leppard. Not a fan of Def Leppard at all, but there was a marketing reason.
Band, so you might not be able to come back.
I can tell the Lilac lyricist over there is a Def Leppard fan. But psychologically, if you look at their name, it is misspelled. Mm-hmm. So if you know Def Leppard the way it is spelled, there is only one Def Leppard. Right. You cannot get them confused with something else. And I've always been, I want people, if they go to find Heirs of Isildur, if they go to find Tales from Nocturnia, there's only going to be one. There's not going to be multiple different things they're going to get confused with. That's like for Misfits Clubhouse. We had to be very careful, and we misspelled the word Misfits with a Z because if you don't spell it with a Z, you're going to be getting literal like the biker gang. You're going to get the biker gang's clubhouse that the biker gang goes and hangs out with. So we wanted to make sure, we always want to make sure that there's something that's unique that makes that title something that is not out there in the rest of the world.
Yeah, I think that's very smart. Like, especially with all the search engines in the world right now, if you have an audience, and I realized this with Ace Blade pretty quickly. Like, even Ace Blade, there's different things that are Ace Blades out there. Like if you search Ace Blade right now, you'll probably see something from Ultraman back in the day. But thankfully, I've put out enough content. Don't do it, Kyron. Don't do it right now.
I'm doing it now. You brought that up. I love Ultraman, so I'm doing it.
But thankfully, I've put out enough content now at this point that, Ace Blade is one of the at least top 5 things that come out. So even, with the new characters and stuff that we're creating, we'd like to keep that in mind. So I think that's a smart thing.
Okay, I need an Ace Blade variant with the Ultraman Ace Blade now. I need that now. Sorry, this is dope looking.
Oh, I love it.
All right. So you guys have been working together for a few years. I forgot where my question was. I'm now thinking about the Ace Blade.
Terrible. Terrible.
We definitely don't have a title named Ace Blade, so maybe that was your thought.
You should. Once this book funds, and you guys are about $150 away, so if you guys can go to the link below that's scrolling there, make sure you back them, because we want to see if we can get them backed and funded before this campaign ends. But once this campaign ends and you guys are funded, what's next for you guys?
So oddly enough, we actually just got a message back from the artist that's helping us out with something that's going to be coming up next. Can't really say it now, but we're going to, once we get to the end of the campaign, we'll actually unveil what it's going to be during our end of campaign live stream. We've been working together for a few years, and we've been on Kickstarter now for 4 years, and there's maybe some things back in the day that people just missed and they weren't able to become a part of and partake in those things. So maybe we're going to make sure that we refresh some things. How about that? And then we'll have another Heirs issue. We are working on some Misfits Clubhouse stuff in the background with our artist, Raheel Mohsen, who his bilingual comic that's in a dying Indian language called Dakni. It's actually translated from Dakni to English in that issue as a part of this campaign. So anyone that backs the campaign is going to be basically getting 2 for 1. Steph and I are the first Americans to ever read this issue. So we are, so it's actually really cool. That's why we were guaranteeing that this is a PDF that nobody's ever had in a campaign. So it's called Mardban, and Mardban is a part of the campaign. So when you get the stuff for this one, you're going to get a digital copy of Mardban. It's a super, super fun title, and it's drawn the same way as Misfits Clubhouse. And we're just super excited about
it. Okay.
I'm curious. The entire time I've been in the comics, I've been like a physical media person, until recently, like this last probably year and a half, just because I've been reading so much more, I've been getting into digital more. I got my iPad, and I can, especially when people have PDFs that you can download, I can download them and I can just read them at my own leisure. Do you prefer physical over digital, or digital over physical, or does it matter?
I know from a space perspective, I'm starting to prefer digital, to be honest, just because we're backing a lot of campaigns. We're backing a lot of fellow creators campaigns. I typically only will buy physical books and comics now if it's like a collector's item or collector's edition or something really nice, a coffee table type thing. Just because I just don't have the real. I mean, I would have if I could, I would have a library full of just physical comics. But even with prose books now, I'm listening to audiobooks more than I am anything else. It's just easier that way. But I do love and appreciate a really nice book, which is why we always try to do perfect bound with ours so that there's a nice spine on it. If you want to put it on your bookshelf, it's going to look good there instead of a floppy comic that might just get lost in a pile somewhere.
Yeah.
Apparently, Steph has seen my pile of comics.
There's some of the perfect bounds.
That's lovely. I love it.
So yes, even this one will be perfect bound at 44 pages. We always want to make sure that you can take this thing and when you put it on the shelf, you put it on the shelf and you can, you still can see what it is. You can't normally do that with a floppy. Doesn't mean we don't make floppies and we won't make floppies, but for this series, we want to make sure that you have that on your bookshelf. And then we want to make sure that the title doesn't disappear onto the shelf when you put it up there. That's why we do the music. That's why we have a lot of the different merch so that way the title can live on past there. And the other thing too about digital over physical, we always say whenever we run a campaign that whatever quote unquote advertising budget that we have, which is basically, there is no such thing as an advertising budget for indie creators, but we say if we're going to have any money we're going to allocate for advertising, we are literally just going to be partnering with other creators to back their campaigns, because word of mouth from another creator, one, is going to be better because that's somebody that's in the same market that you're in. Yep. Facebook doesn't care about your marketing money. That's just going to get sucked up into the machine. But also, let's say that we're getting as a creator, if we're getting physical media and we're paying shipping from the post office and shipping's gone out of control, we could back 3 or 4 campaigns for the cost of one physical book. Yeah. And so that's why we make sure we are backing as many as we can physically, just so the backer count goes up. We're making sure to show love to the other creators that are out there doing their thing. And hopefully when people see us back a campaign and they get that notification, maybe some of our backers and our followers will go there and become fans of yours as well. And we know for a fact that that's happened. We have a couple of our super backers that have told us, hey, I didn't know this series even existed until you did this. And we've had creators be like, dude, I just got a $200 backer. And I'm like, dude, that's one of our super backers, man. I'm like, I'm so glad that they went and did that for you guys too, man, because we've had that happen the other way. And whatever we can pay it forward, we want to.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. One last question before we get to quick takes and we get you guys out of here, because Danny's about to pass out from the pain in his back. I can tell.
You just don't. It's so bad.
Besides books, what else can we get in this Kickstarter that everybody should be backing right now, if possible? Let's get them funded. But what else can we get besides the book itself?
Well, we've been starting to get well known for our socks. We've been doing socks for quite a few campaigns now. The socks are great. We always hear great things about the socks. We wear the socks all the time. They're pretty much the only ones that I wear now, and I always wear fun socks. So we've got socks, and we actually have a tier that is if you just want every sock that we've ever made. And we have a vendor that makes them, obviously, but any sock that we've ever put out, you can get that too. Or you can just get one pair, which is the 13 o'clock socks that we're doing. I always have to say that slow so I don't mess that up. But the 13 o'clock socks we have, because those are ones that people have asked us that to do again.
Sold out. Yeah, they sold out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I love it. And are these one more question about the socks? Are those are they compression socks? Because they look like the calf high compression socks. Are they just?
They're not true compression. They're a nice snug fit and they're tall, but they're not true compression. They're not gonna.
Just curious.
Yeah.
But they're good socks. I mean, one of the things that Steph touched on is that we've been doing socks for a little while now. We were skeptical at first. We didn't want to just be getting something and it be like paper mache or toilet paper or something like that. And you get it and be like, well, this is a cool collectible. I'm going to put a thumbtack through and put them on my wall.
Yeah, now there's a hole in it 2 days later. Yeah.
We literally will purposely wear our socks to shows, to events.
all day long on our feet.
Yeah,
10-hour show days.
We want to show people, look, if we can be at shows wearing these socks for 8-10 hour days, and you don't even think about what they are. Like, to be honest, they're more comfortable to me than wearing Nike socks or Under Armour socks during a full show day, because sometimes you don't want to have compression socks on like a whole day long, or tight fitting socks. I mean, they fit good. They don't fall down. But yeah, so yeah, we really have been happy about the production of these socks for sure. We have shirts. We have a bunch of different shirts, a bunch of different variations. We did the I Am Keto campaign. We know a lot of people missed it because the economy sucks, and there just was no money flowing around. There still is a tough vibe with the economy right now. But we wanted to make sure if somebody missed the Soul Ripper glow in the dark shirt that we have on there, or the Dual Serpent shirt, they wanted to get some of the logo shirts that we have. We want to make sure all those things are available. There's a tier that is literally just shirts. You could get every shirt we've done in the last year or so with an issue as well. We've had some people that have picked those things up. We want to make sure people have the opportunity to get their hands on whatever they want and have the least amount of clicks possible. We'll put everything into the add-ons as well. But we want somebody to be like, dude, I want to go get drawn into the campaign. Boom, there's a tier for getting drawn in. I want to go get a tier that is just metal covers. Okay, there's the metal cover tier. You know what? Your metal covers are cool. I've got more money than I know what to do with. I want every single metal cover you've ever done, which is 18 of them. I can go pick a tier that's got every metal cover or every homage cover. We want to make sure that those things are right there, so that if somebody really wants to get their hands on them, they can do it, and do it simply.
I love it.
All right, everybody go back to campaign. Get some socks. Apparently, you might even be able to run a 9-mile marathon in it. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I did today. Not in those socks though, but the only non-fun socks I wear are my running socks. But I could easily, and I think I have before, worn those socks while I ran, and they've held up. So there you go.
If I buy these socks, do you guarantee that I can run 9 miles?
Yeah, I think you could.
Well, wait, hold on for a second. I don't know if we can guarantee that you can run 9 miles. I think that we guarantee that over a span of time, if you calculate it and put all of your mileage together, at some point it'll be 9 miles.
I love it.
But I don't know if you're going to be able to be going out there and just be going down the street and drop 9 miles onto your GPS watch. But we don't know about your personal fitness now. But you can definitely 9 miles at some pace.
Well, the way his back is going right now, I don't think he'll be able to run half a mile.
No, definitely a couple weeks from now, maybe. I love it. All right, so let's do quick takes. Kyron, you ready?
Yep.
Let's do quick takes. There we go. All right, so quick takes. If you haven't seen the show before, quick takes is a rapid Q&A section where we grill our guests on their deepest, darkest secrets, and try to get you to answer 5 questions at 45 seconds each off the top of your head. So these questions are just to let our audience get to know you a little better outside of comics and inside of comics. So here we go. First question. We see in your story, Heirs of Isildur, that there may be some alternate universes, maybe timelines, things like that. So I want to know, if there was an alternate universe of Matt and Steph, what would they be like?
I would think I would probably have better lungs and I'd be able to be an athlete, and I probably would have not gotten so many concussions in my life, and probably would have made sure that I didn't get 17 broken noses over the course of many years. I think that that version of Matt would probably make sure that he's in the best health he possibly could be. And I don't know if I get 45 whole seconds, but I just took 25 seconds. Steph, you go.
Wow, you're giving me 17 seconds. That's awesome. Great. Okay, so alternate Steph would be a little bit more bad A. She'd have a little bit of like a Ripley vibe to her from Alien. You know what? I'd have like some big A gun. I don't know if we can swear on this show or not.
You can, go ahead.
And I would just be kicking butt all over the place. That's what I'm going to say.
I love it.
Feel free to swear. Danny does it all the time. So
okay, cool. Good to know. I never know, so I always want to be careful.
So real quick, do we get 45 seconds apiece, or is it 45 seconds combined?
Combined, 45 seconds.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Wow. Steph, whatever the next question is, Steph, you get first.
We're putting you on the spot. This one should be easy, though. This one should be easy. So outside of comics, what is it that you do for fun?
Clearly, I run for fun, which people don't understand. They think that that's insane, but that's my Zen moment. That's how I start my days off right. That's when I get to listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. I multitask. It's what I do. People don't understand it, but for me, it's I would not be okay if I didn't do it.
I love it.
All right, I referee soccer games. I've been a referee for 24 years. I've refereed over 5,500 soccer games. Huge football fan. I am a part of one of the biggest college fantasy football podcasts, CFB Dynasty. I'm a co-host of that show during the season. I love Legos. If I had more money, I would have every Lego set known to man. I've got over 100,000 Lego pieces on display in my living room. And yeah, that's it. I love football. Miami Dolphins. Let's go.
I'm with you on the Legos. That's something that I wish I could spend more time doing, putting together Lego sets. Me and my
I was
son.
okay up to the point he said Miami Dolphins, and I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
I feel bad for me too at times, but I'm still diehard. You cut my arm, I bleed aqua and orange. That's what it is.
I love it. Okay, this one might be a little tough, but I'm putting you on the spot. But it should be easy because you two seem to have a great chemistry, and I know you've been working together for a while. So I want to know, what is it that you admire most about each other?
Ooh, this is a fun question. You go first, Matt.
Okay, so I love Steph's energy. I love her attention to detail. When we first started working together, there were certain little nuances I would put into the stories, and I was like, is anybody ever going to pick up on them? And she picked up on them right off the bat. And we had only known each other for a very short amount of time, and I had a very big show that I was about to do, and I needed somebody else to come to the event. And I was like, who is somebody that would be worthy to come? And I asked her, I said, you know what, I trust you more with this title than anybody else. And she ended up making the show, and now we have a freaking LLC together.
Love it.
I love Matt's ability
wait,
too.
before Steph starts.
Okay,
you got to give her more time because Matt just took.
Yep.
So we'll give you the full 45 on this one.
Good.
I appreciate that. Okay. I love Matt's ability to treat everybody the same. It does not matter who you are, anybody that comes up to our booth, anybody on the street, anybody in a restaurant or a grocery store. He has a very outgoing personality, but he is going to treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter if you are the janitor at the convention, or you are the convention owner, or you're the president of the United States. He treats everybody with like he's known you forever. And we've had guys that have come up to the booth that are like, we liked you guys because you guys actually talked to us, and no one else would even pay attention to us or treat us like human beings. He is excellent at that, and he's always going to make people feel good about themselves when he talks to them.
I love it.
So you're saying being nice to people makes them feel good?
Yeah, I know, it's weird, right?
Odd concept in this world,
Only
right?
people could do that more.
I never would have thought of a thing like that.
I know, it's a weird concept.
I love it. Okay, question number 4. A couple weeks ago, we had on some guests who were veterans in the comic book industry, and we had a talk about there not being a lot of mentors in the space of comics. A lot of stuff that we do as independents, we learn on our own. Yeah. And, that's one thing that might be able to make the industry better. So I would like to know from both of you, is there somebody that you see as a mentor in the comic book space? Is there somebody that you would suggest people to look out for? And if you were going to be a mentor for somebody, who would you be looking out for?
Do you want to do 45 seconds for each one? Because that's a lot for them to say in like 20 seconds.
Okay.
How about this? I'll take the first half of that because I know that the second half of that about mentoring, Steph's got a great answer that can happen about who we mentor.
I love it.
She has this confused look like, what?
The girls.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So when it comes to mentoring, so when we first started this journey and we first wanted to get into Kickstarters, we knew we had to look up to people that were successful in what they're doing. People like Charlie Stickney, Madeline Holly Rosing. I think that you need to look at people that are in the same space as you that are successful in what they're doing. Look at somebody like Pat Shand that is, people that are willing to talk to you and give you information and treat you like you are equal to them, even though they have ascended to a higher level. Those are people that I think you want to listen to what they say, see what they're doing, because if they're doing it and they're industry leaders, why are you going to try to buck the trend? If they understand the trend and they're financially successful, go that direction. That's how I see about people that we would look up to.
Love it.
So we are actually mentoring a sister duo that is from my hometown, and it's kind of a crazy story how we met these girls. But they're a sister duo. They have a manga series that they are doing called The Bohemian Trials, and it's a writer-artist duo, and it's amazing. And I met them, it's a crazy story that would take up more than 45 seconds, but we started talking with them because we said we really love their energy and the artwork and the story. And flash forward to a year later now, or probably longer, and they've done several covers for us, and we're just kind of 4 covers for us. And we're definitely mentoring them on how to get their business going, because they're young girls, they're just starting out, but they probably don't need our mentoring at this point because they've got it handled. They're doing great.
But we love partnering with them no matter what. Partnering with them, so fun.
Yes. I love it. That's great. That's awesome to hear. Okay, last question. So
are we giving them 45 seconds on this one, or are you want to go back?
I'm gonna get a cumulative top 5. So I do another show called Top 5 Live, where every week we come up with a top 5 list for a different, for any kind of crazy subject that we can. So I noticed, Steph, that it seems like you travel a lot. Okay, so so you've been all over the place, but I want to know, I want you both to name your top 5 comic book locations. So if you could travel to any place in comics, give me 5 locations that you want to go to cumulatively. So 2, we'll go 3 from Steph, 2 from Matt.
Like fictional places, or okay,
places from comics.
I'm glad Steph's going first.
Oh, fictional places from comics. Oh, I have no idea. I didn't know that was the question. I was thinking, I've been to this convention before and that convention before, and that was
That's
great.
what I thought it was too. Actually,
yeah. So I'm ill prepared. I have no idea. I don't know. Here's what I will say, and I know that this is a big faux pas, but I'm not reading a lot of mainstream comics right now. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't have time. I'm creating my own comics and I'm reading independent comics. So I don't have a good answer for that. I know I'm going to get kicked out of the indie comic world, but
that's fine. It's okay.
Hey, I would say the first place I go is Shadow Savin, which is where everything takes place in Heirs of Isildur. I would go to any location in Lord of the Rings because they've done graphic novels for Lord of the Rings. And I don't even know what I would say past that.
Yes, but you stumped us both.
How about this? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds, Danny. Quick, what would you do?
Oh man,
see, it's not so easy.
I would go to Metropolis. I would go to Wakanda. I would go to Gotham City.
Yeah.
And
why are you going to go to Gotham City? It's always dark.
I want to see how bad it is.
I would dig Gotham City. I have to say,
I want to see how bad it is in Gotham City. So bad.
I like the dark, Gotham aesthetic. So I can do that. I just stay away from all the bad guys.
I'd go to Oa, where the Green Lanterns are, and
Asgard.
Asgard would be great.
Asgard would be. I can see going to Asgard. I can roll with that. I can roll with Asgard for sure.
Yeah. There we go. That was fun. Thank y'all so much for doing a quick take. Hopefully, y'all had fun with some of those questions.
No, for sure.
We did. Man. That was fun. Thank you.
Sponsor? No.
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Well,
I don't have my medicine. I was going to say Excedrin.
Wait, okay. This week's sponsor is the Mighty Caw source book from Fish Lee Comics. Yeah, go check it out.
Absolutely. Love it.
All right. That's the end of our show. We appreciate both you guys being on here and allowing us to hopefully get you guys closer to your goal.
You did for sure.
Yeah,
we are at $152 away from minimum funding right now. As soon as we can get there, we'll be announcing the first stretch goal, which is going to be super fun. We're now 30 backers away from the second backer count incentive. Cool. We've already got the one we talked about with Mardban. And then once we get to that minimum funding, we'll announce what the first stretch goal is. We're going to have some fun with that one as well. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys allowing us to be on. If you're out there listening, go to tinyurl.com/heirs, HEIRS, TPP3. We know you're going to love this story. We believe that we want to create characters you can relate to and universes you want to escape into. We've got a fun story, a developed story. We promise you it's going somewhere. Even if you're a longtime reader, you're going to get to the end of this issue, you're going to be like, what the heck are they doing? This story just took some crazy swerves, but we promise you it's going somewhere. We're going to be able to get out of all this crazy crap that we're doing and do it in a logical way, because we value and trust your time and money, and we know it's valuable, and we want to make sure that you feel like it's money and time well spent when you work with anything or buy anything that is team and sim based.
Love it. Love it.
And we also want to make sure that people follow up with you after the show, and after your Kickstarter is done. So where can people check out your works, check out your social media, things like that?
Easiest thing to do is go to linktree.com/Insymmetry Creations. There you go. From there, you've got all of our links. You've got the Bandcamp page with all of our metal music. You've got a page to Steph Cannon Writes. She is a columnist and has got over 90 bylines for Fangoria, Horror Geek Life, Creepy Kingdom, Horror Buzz, Daily Dead. Pages for all of our stories, our music videos. All that can be accessed right there from the linktree.com page.
Awesome. All right, Danny, before you pass out, where can people check you out?
Best place to find me is our website, fourthwallpros.com, and also at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you?
You can check me out at tauruscomics.com. I am also on all social media at Taurus Comics. And this is the first time you ever checked out our podcast. You can go back and listen to the other 104 episodes by going to fourtailspodcast.com. You can listen to all our past episodes there and check us out on YouTube. I don't know if Twitch allows you to check past episodes. I don't think they do. But anyways, just go there and listen to it there. That is the number 4, TALES podcast.com. Join us next week, where we are going to have Jason Reeves of 133 Art on, where we'll talk about his books and everything that's coming out with his. Matt, Steph, thank you for being on.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
No problem. Until next time, though, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.